Oh, we are back. What it do, Yankees universe. Welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Thursday, August 10th. I'm your guy, Hector. Like always, I am joined by my co-host, Mr. TC Stills. Check out the intro, and we will be right back.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat.
Oh, what it do, Yankees universe. Like I said, welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Thursday, August 10th. All you Yankee fans out there, wake up and get your coffee. I am reporting live from Florida. I am in Deltona, Florida right now. You guys know I'm out here to see my pops. I'm going to see him later on today. It is what it is when it comes to the circumstances that I'm out here, but I'm glad that I'm here to have the conversation with you, TC, and with this community. TC, how you feeling, big fella?
Well, first of all, we're glad you're back, Hector. We missed you on that Tuesday. We had Jigga, fill in and Tats, but we missed you, and we're here for you. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, and glad to see you live from a hotel room, and let's get some Yankee talk going, and hopefully, take some people off the ledge. Because I think it's tough times out here.
I think the white flag should be waved. I'm looking around. I don't look for a white flag whatsoever. I need a white flag so I can wave it. Yankee fans out there, people in the chat, let's do a little bit of the roll call real quick before we continue. Our friend Mr. Eric Wallace is in the building. EY, how are you doing? Tyler Tabbitt, good morning, my guys. Salute.
Morning, Tyler.
Shane McNeil is in the building. Shane, how you doing? Anthony Medina, mi hermano de la Islas in the building. Anthony, how you doing? We got our friend Avicii in the building. My guy, Unpopular Games and Opinions. My guy, Gio, he said, welcome back, Hector. Bro, this season is a wrap. Judge needs to get his surgery now. Phantom IL. Whoever to get some of the kids some pressure-free experience to get ready for next season. Gio, we're going to get into that because I don't think anybody in this chat is disagreeing with you with that one. Sean Browning is in the building. Sean Browning, how you doing? Anthony Garcia is in the building. My guy, Anthony, how are you doing? Dev Fitch, my guy, salute, brother. Hope all is well, Dev. Good morning to you, fine sir. Who else we got in the building? My guy NFE is in the building. He says, NFE, what's up, guys? Hector is back. Absolutely. My guy Seven is in the building. Also, Seven, just so you know, we've been seeing videos of Jason from 161 River Ave, right? Last time I was on the show, Seven let us know that something was wrong with Jason. And one thing I got to say, shout out my guy Jason. He's never going to miss an opportunity to put out some content. My man was in the hospital with his hospital gown, IVs hooked up to him, and he was still talking Yankees.
Dedication.
That's what I'm talking about. That's dedication. Shout out my guy Jason. Yeah, so I saw Jason do that, right? So I was like, you know what? Even though I'm going through what I'm going through emotionally, I still got to show up for the fans, right? Angel Serrano's in the building. Angel, how you doing? Salute. Uncle Grandpa Tats is in the building. Uncle Tats, I appreciate you. Louis G is in the building. Lou, is this your first time typing in the chat? Let us know. He said, Hal should have let go of Cashman. Sell.
Welcome in.
Dumb move. ASAP. I am right there with you. Like always, salute. 3 capital S's. We have 30 people in the building. So if you guys can, please smack that like button. And if you're watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button. We're almost at 1,300 subscribers. We're trying to keep on growing. So help us out as we keep on growing. You guys heard the news that we're going to bring a Giant show, a New York Giant show to the channel. Shout out to my guy Joe from The Shift, from The Blitz, from his Nick channel as well. Our friend Joseph Caputo will be joining the Morning Brew Sports family, bringing a Giants show to the channel, and I cannot wait for that. My guy Joe is amazing. You know, shout out to everybody that hit me up. Also, Joe hit me up to check in on me. Pete, Ra, the entire community, of course, Celso, TC. I know I had you, Phil, my brother. So I appreciate all of you guys. But let's jump into it because
we're
the New
family.
York
That's
Yankees,
why we're a family.
I know, and I appreciate you, TC. I appreciate your brother. I appreciate your pops as well. I appreciate everybody in the chat. But TC, we got to get into it because the New York Yankees decided to go into Chicago to the South Side and lose a series against a team that literally just came off of one of the most embarrassing weekends in baseball. Their starting shortstop got knocked out. That team hates each other. There was reports that Yasmani Grandal and Tim Anderson, they got into a fight right before the All-Star break. So you got a team that can't stand each other, but the Yankees decided to go into town. We lost on Eric Cole Day. We lost last TC. When is Hal gonna wave the white flag, bro? Oh,
I don't think he'll ever do that.
Before you answer that, I'm sorry, TC. Before you answer
That's your guy.
Shout out to 01LS1Z2ADABX is in the building. Salute. Low Temps is in the building. My guy Low, what it do? What's up, fellows? Soto said the team gave up this series last night. Yanks could have gotten him. Temps, we right there, bro. But go ahead, TC. I'm gonna throw it over to you.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you said, this team came off an embarrassing weekend with the Guardians, and they also had a fire sale. They got rid of almost all their players. You know, Lance Lynn, Joe Kelly, Giolito, most of Middleton went to us. I mean, almost all their bullpen, and they honestly demolished us. I mean, Garrett Cole, he pitched a hell of a game, and he was super pissed. I mean, you could see it. We just can't score runs with men on base. We just can't do it. They did it again last night. We were making a comeback. Stanton hits a home run, get bases loaded. What do? Pop out, double play, end of inning. So this team just has no fundamentals. They don't know how to drive in runs without a home run. And that's the recipe for a disaster. And we saw it this weekend or this past week, couple days. And I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. Hal should be waving the white flag, but again, he says everybody's safe. We're good. Nobody's moving anywhere. We're not going to bring up any players. All is well in Yankee land. No, I guess I don't know. He's got some weird goggles he's looking through because he's not watching these games. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, right there, bro. That's what I was able to find the white towel.
There you go.
So you guys, they should start waving the white flag, but they're not, right? Because we know that they're going to try to do everything they can to signal to the rest of the league, to signal to the fan base. For this month of August, we're still trying to fight. We're still trying to go all in. You saw Nestor Cortez. Nestor Cortez was amazing in his first start back, throwing 96 miles per hour. Right? We just got Jonathan Loizaga coming back, right? Aaron Judge hit a home run in this series. Gleyber Torres is on fire. It's going to be the same BS that we get from the front office. Hal Steinbrenner, he always pops up to have conversation on the radio every 3 to 3 months whenever the fire starts getting hot under his seat. Well, guess what, Hal? It's August 10th right now. The Yankees, we are 5 games out of the last wild card spot. We are behind the Seattle Mariners and the Boston Red Sox. Johnny Lasagna on Twitter. Shout out to Johnny Lasagna. Make sure you follow my guy. He says, I need Michael K. and the New York media to go as scorched earth as they ever been tomorrow, which he means today. I'm going to read the rest of his quote. Hold on.
Off day today,
right here. The Yankees can't get away with this, letting Severino start another important game when everyone knew what would happen. They need to be eviscerated. The New York media needs to mop the floor with the New York Yankees. Public humiliation. This can't keep happening.
100%.
Yankee fan, if you guys out there right now, if you guys can call up a radio show, call up WFAN, call up our friend Tiki Barber, call up Keith McPherson tonight, call up C-Mac when he comes back from vacation next week. Call and let your frustrations be heard. Point blank, period. That's what needs to happen. This cannot go on. We are literally in the same spot right now that we were in 2016 when we started calling up the baby bombers, when Gary Sanchez came up, when Tyler Austin came up at the end of the year, when Aaron Judge came up at the end. We are literally in the same exact spot. They didn't have the third wild card back then. They only had the 2 wild card spots. But even with the 2 wild card spots, we were the same 5. We were the same 5 games behind back then that we are right now. TC, I'm throw it over to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, at that time they were pretty much having their own little fire sale. I mean, they got rid of Chapman, and then they got rid of McCann and Beltran, and who am I missing? There's somebody else.
I want to ask you a Snapple fact, right? Snapple fact. When the Yankees traded Brian McCann to Houston, who did the Yankees get back in return? A nice clue. He pitched over the last 2 series for the Yankees right now.
Abreu. Albert Abreu.
Yep. Yeah. That's what we got back for Brian McCann.
Yeah.
Shout out to the chat.
Good return.
Sandy's in the building. Shout out to Sandy. Sandy says this team is stick a fork in them.
Yep.
Go ahead, TC.
Yeah. So at that time we thought, okay, this isn't we're getting ready for the next season, and let's see what we got with the kids. At this time, they're not doing that. They have a championship caliber team, supposedly. That's what they tell us, and they're going to hold on to these guys as long as they can to keep giving everybody this false hope that they're going to make this wild card. That's the difference, and it needs to be the same as 2016. They need to move on. There's no hope this year. This is, we've seen this over and over and over. We've been on the show, we've been on other shows saying the same thing over and over. We get a glimpse of a win, and then they lose 2. We got a win, a nice little win here, and then they lose 2 in a row. So there's no hope. This team, they just can't play. They've given up. It's over for them. So let's just see what we have with the kids. Bring up a Pereira, bring up Peraza back up, bring up some of the pitching, and just focus on what we have for next season. We're gonna, our payroll is gonna be cut a little bit. We're gonna, some guys are gonna move on. Why don't we kind of strategize for next season? Hal doesn't understand how to do that, and neither does Cashman. It's frustrating.
I'm right there with you, TC. Right, I am right there with you.
Very frustrating.
But we got to recognize who we're talking about. We are talking about the same team who had Brian Cashman come into this season thinking that Aaron Hicks and Oswald Cabrera was going to be our left fielders this season, right? This is the same team that they started Oswald Cabrera in left field opening day, not because he was the better option, not because of his bat, but because they didn't want the Yankee fans to boo Aaron Hicks on opening day. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's stop skipping around the bush. When it comes down to Aaron Hicks, when it comes down to opening day, the only reason the New York Yankees started Oswald Cabrera in Yankee Stadium for opening day was because they didn't want the Yankee fans to kill Aaron Hicks. That's the only reason.
But Cabrera did show promise last season. He did have a good end of his season last year. So that was the hope that Yankee fans had. Oh, this guy might be okay. He's got that intensity. He was a good contact hitter. He had some speed, and again, just a Band-Aid, because after a couple weeks we saw Cabrera's not the answer. He's just a utility, Swiss Army knife guy. We need a left fielder, and again, Cashman still chose not to do it.
Like Sandy said,
go get one.
They wanted to please the fans. Yeah. Everything you just said about Cabrera is spot on. We love the hustle from Cabrera. None of us in the fan base is going to deny the hustle that Cabrera has, the heart, the passion he has for the game. But Cabrera came up as an infielder, bro.
Right.
His first game for the Yankees was at shortstop. He played a few games at second base. They threw him out in left field because they had no other choice. Because Andrew Benintendi was injured last year. So they threw him out in left field. He didn't look that bad. So they was like, maybe we could let this ride. You can get away with that for a weekend. You can get away with that for 2 games, for 2 series, maybe 2 weeks. You cannot get away with that for 162 games. It's just how baseball work. Like I said, you could play a player out of position
grind
for a week, for a weekend, for 1 or 2 series. You can't do it in 162 games. The baseball will always find you because, like Susan says, that's just baseball. My guy Chris Kreisner on Twitter, he said the Yankees, they have lost the series to the following teams. We've lost 2 series to the White Sox, not just this one that we just lost. 2 series to the White Sox, 2 series to the Red Sox. We lost a series to the Cardinals. We lost a series to the Rockies, and we got lost a series to the Angels. You can't lose all of those series, but still call yourself a champion.
No,
a championship caliber operation. You can't. You can't be losing series to those teams, but still consider yourself as the top echelons in Major League Baseball. No. You're not. You're lying to yourself.
They're
fooling
lying themselves.
To the fan base.
They are. They are. No, they're fooling themselves. I don't know what they see in this team. I mean, we've played over 100 games now. I mean, this is ridiculous. There's no turning the season around like they think. Oh, we're getting everybody back. We're getting pitchers back. We didn't get any offense back. You know, Judge came back. He's not the same Judge. He hits a home run here and there. He's been batting below 200 the last 6-7 games he's been back. So I don't know me. You know me. I try to be optimistic. I try to always glass half full. I always try to be that Yankee fan that still has hope. I'm waving the flag. Yeah, I'm waving the flag. It is, and
it sucks because unlike you and unlike Celso, I'm not that big into football. Right, I'm a Giants fan. I watch it. I'm not a diehard Giants fan. Right, I'm not going to go out there and say that I'm a Giants expert whatsoever. So I got to wait till November for the Knicks to come around in order for me to take my eyes off of this train wreck that I'm seeing right now with the Yankees. Yeah. Let me highlight a few of the chats that are in the building. My guy Low Temp says the tale of 2 cities. Philly trades for Lorenzic, who pitches a no-hitter last night, and Sevy gets shelled again. Low, I am right there with you, my guy. Avicii says this goes all the way back to last season. This is a 200+ game garbage streak. Even in the playoffs, the last few years, we don't freaking hit. Listen, with the way that the
size is large.
Yeah, it's going to be the first time we didn't make the playoffs since 2016. That's what this looks like right now. Grace Monroe is in the building. She says, Grace, me too, Hector. I can't do the emotional roller coaster anymore this year. Grace, I'm right there with you. Also, fellas, people in the chat, we got 60 people in the building. If you guys can't, please smack that like button for your boys. Let's keep going through the chats because you guys are putting out some amazing
Jerry's in the
chats.
house.
Yankee Cow's in the building. I appreciate your thoughts and prayers for my pops, Yankee Cow. I appreciate you like always. Who else we got in the building? Alan Landsman's in the building. My guy Alan, they are hurting Cabrera's progress when they have options. Pereira and Flo are in Cashman's purgatory. And I don't know what either of them did. I really do not know. My guy 7 in the chat, he says, Bryce Harper, anyone? And I wanted to bring this up because I saw it in the chat when it first scrolled down. There was a report that came out over the past couple of weeks, a news article that came out that said, and take this with a grain of salt. Apparently, when it comes to the whole Bryce Harper situation, the reason why Brian Cashman and the Yankees didn't pursue him all the way, it's because everyone in the media, now, like I said, take this with a grain of salt. Apparently, the reason why is because everyone in the media automatically said Bryce Harper was coming here. Everyone was saying Bryce Harper was coming here. So apparently Brian Cashman was like, we're not going to sign him just because everyone else is telling us to sign him.
That's what he does.
I'm going to say that again. He didn't sign Bryce Harper because everyone was speculating that Bryce Harper was going to be a Yankee. So because of that, he passed on Bryce Harper.
Yeah, that's how he operates. He doesn't want the obvious moves. He wants to be the smart guy and say, well, I'm going to pivot. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to look like a genius because I saved, 20 million, and this guy is like that much better. But no, overall, you look like a jackass. Sorry.
More than a jackass. Samantha T's in the building. Samantha T, hold on. I got to scroll up because I saw a chat from Samantha T. Samantha T says, fuck this team. Samantha.
We are with you.
We go right there with Samantha
yes,
T.
we are.
Shout out to Samantha T in the chat. Also, FJ is in the building. My guy, FJ, how you doing? Hope all is well.
Pretty much.
Like I said, if you guys can, please smack that like button as we continue the conversation. My guy, Pat Crack, is in the building. He says, helping me get through this garbage season. Pat, we are right there all together. Angel says, blessing and prayers to your pops, Hector. I definitely appreciate that. Just so you guys know, my father, he's an old, stubborn old man. This is a man that he worked 20 plus years, NYPD detective, retired in 1999. This is also a man that he served in the Marines for 6 years. So he's a bit tough as a rock. So I appreciate all the thoughts and prayers from you guys.
There he is.
Big time Jerry's in the building. He says, to settle this, I say, how? Sell the team.
Yeah.
This way, Cashman will be gone. The team is pathetic. Strikeouts galore. 17 Ks the other night. Yeah, boom. We are really working the pitcher.
Yeah. That's a workout. Sure. Yeah.
Straight. Hold on. Also, Samantha T, I appreciate you as well. Christopher Cransel, he said, Mets fan here. Hey, Hector, welcome back. Hope your dad is doing well. God bless you and your family. Christopher, I appreciate you. Salute to you, my guy.
Yeah,
also,
New York sports, not doing too well.
New York sports is not doing good right now. Desiree Conrad in the building. Desiree, how you doing? Salute, 3 capital S's. We got 55 people in the building. If you guys can't, please smack that like button. But they brought up something about your pops brings up Hal and brings up Cashman. And we heard the rumors, right? It came out yesterday. And honestly, I think this came out because of the Aaron Boone little thing that he did.
Let's see that. Do you have that? I need to laugh. I mean, do we have that? I mean, there we go. There we go.
I just can't. Like I said, that little pic, he looks borderline offensive right there. He literally looks like Mickey Rourke.
Send in your best Aaron Boone impersonations. Come on, send them in.
Yeah,
and we're gonna have a contest, guys. I don't know if we've gotten any yet. Jigga backstage, have we received any? But you know that. Come on. You got to do it. You got to do it.
Sunil said, how do you spell Yankees with 17 Ks? Yankees.
There you go, Sunil.
Sunil's a clown. He's hilarious. But no, you saw the report that came out yesterday. And Aaron Boone's going to be the sacrificial lamb at the end of the season. The reports came out. Hal Steinbrenner, apparently he made a decision that Cashman's not going anywhere.
Right.
I was listening to our friend Keith McPherson last night, and a caller called in. Shout out to our friend Keith, who always makes time for content creators or for people. He goes on different shows. He allows people to call into the show. He doesn't cut you off normally, like some people get cut off or whatever. So shout out to our guy Keith McPherson, friend of the show, friend of the channel. Make sure you guys go listen and call into WFAN. But according to our friend Joe Randazzo over here on Twitter, this is the tea that came out yesterday. Brian Cashman will return in 2024. Aaron Boone's status with the Yankees is less certain. Now, this is reporting according to Bob Clappis, who writes for NJ.com. Despite the mounting pressure, a source familiar with Hal Steinbrenner's thinking says the Yankees owner has already decided on the two that will be back in 2024. Cashman is safe, according to the source. The idea of firing Cashman isn't even on the table or even up for discussion. Boone's fate is less uncertain. Like Sandy put in, he got the T in the chat. You gotta get the T up there. Boone's fate is less certain, in parts because he has only 1 year left remaining on his contract. That and the Yankees' lackluster play throughout the 2023 season. Steinbrenner, deeply frustrated, according to the source, let me remove this, but unlike his father, who fired Billy Martin multiple times, dismissed Yogi Berra after 16 games, the young boss is aloft when it comes to making managerial changes unless absolutely necessary. And even then, nothing is fully guaranteed. When it comes to this that came out, and it hit me. TC, let me know if I'm off base. People in the chat, let me know if I'm off base. Do you think Hal Steinbrenner and the shareholders that sit at that evil table for the New York Yankees, do you think any of those billionaires that most likely have a stick up their ass, do you think any of them, do you think any of them cared for what Aaron Boone did? I'm gonna ask you this. Do you think any of them were embarrassed with the whole, no, not just getting thrown out, the whole imitation of the umpire and becoming a meme for 24 hours? You got to remember, the Yankees, they care about respectability politics. It's all about being respectable. It's all about carrying yourself as a Yankee and the tradition of what a Yankee carries himself as. Do you think a manager imitating an umpire like that on TV and then getting circulated as a meme for 24 hours, do you think anyone in the Yankees front office enjoyed that?
I don't think they even care. They only care about the money. That's the bottom line. They don't even care. They don't even care if we win, lose. They don't. They have. I don't even think they watch the games. They probably didn't even see it. So honestly, I don't think they care at all. You know, he tried to show that, you know, he's a, you know, some firecracker out there trying to stick up for his team. He does it at the wrong time. The actual pitch that he was arguing was a strike. You know, the whole imitating the umpire.
That's what made it worse.
What are you doing? I mean, honestly, what are you doing? I mean, you're a clown. It sums up the whole season right there. That little face that he made. That's the season they had. It's a clown show. And you know, he came out on this article saying that, you know, the players still have respect for him and they want to win for him. I think that's false. I think that's false. I don't think that players have any respect for him.
I want to shout out our guy in the chat, Macho King.
Macho Man.
Shout out to Macho King in the building. Uncle Tats with the $4.99 super chat. Hal trying to bring this team back to the CBS owned days before his father. Yes, facts. When we was free on UPN 9 on Fridays. Yes. My guy Blue Gold is in the building.
Blue Gold?
Hey, yo, baby Blue. He said, Hector was good. Welcome back. Hope all is good. I'm still down here in Florida, Blue Gold. I'm going to see my father after the show. But he appreciate all the thoughts and prayers from the community. You guys really showed up, and I definitely appreciate you guys. Like I said, I got to shout out my brother Pete Seminetti. I got to shout out my guy Rod Thompson, because I wouldn't have been able to make it down here if it wasn't for Pete or Rod. So shout out to both of those guys. They are amazing human beings, and I definitely appreciate you guys in the chat. Shout out to my guy Chris Perez with the bacon emoji in his name. What's good, Chris? Hope all is well. Chris says, it doesn't matter who we have as the manager. If Cashman continues putting trash teams together. Chris, we are right there, brother. Gio says, I'm flying to Tampa and pulling up on Hal. This shit is ridiculous, the fan base. My guy Casey Funtime is in the building. He said, what a shame, because Cashman is more to blame than Boom. They both are trash, but Cashman is steering the ship. When it comes to Cashman, the issue when it comes to Cashman is that for some reason, Hal Steinbrenner trusts him. For some reason, Hal Steinbrenner has all the faith in Brian Cashman.
He has a lifetime.
But when it comes to Hal Steinbrenner, I want to just bring this up, right? Because I know this is on the other graphic that I made. I just want to bring this up real quick, right? Because this is also a report that came out. Hold on, let me pause this real quick. So in this report, according to Johnny Lasagna again, and according to Bob Clappett, if Hal had the choice, he would have never gotten involved with the New York Yankees. I never thought I would see that come out, especially in the middle of the season, when the team is struggling. So according to Bob Clappett, and like I said, take it with a grain of salt. You know, we got to trust journalistic integrity, right? So when it comes to this, from Bob Clappett, he said, if Hal Steinbrenner had the choice, he would have never gotten involved with the New York Yankees. That's why at the beginning of the season, when we were having these conversations, I kept bringing up the fact that when George passed, God rest in peace, George Steinbrenner, but when the boss passed away, he didn't leave the team to Hal. No. He didn't leave the team to his daughters. He left the team to Hank.
Right.
Hank, a lot of people felt that Hank was like his father. Hank is the one who overrid Cashman when it came to giving A-Rod that contract extension. That was Hank who wanted to do that. Hank is the one who put the mandate out in 2009 to open up the checkbook and bring in CeCe, AJ, and Mark Teixeira. That was all Hank. That wasn't Hal. That wasn't his sisters. That was Hank Steinbrenner. Hank passed away. I forgot the other owner, like minority owner of the Yankees that was friends with the Steinbrenner family. He went through a divorce. He had to sell his shares of the team. So it fell to Hank on accident. When it comes to this, it fell to Hal on accident. According to this report, if anything is true, it's embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
Like TFE Drake, this is very embarrassing.
He's in over his head.
Yeah, if any of those reports are true, like I said, it's just embarrassing at this point. It's the middle of the season. Things are pathetic. I want to have all my faith. You know me. I've said this a bunch of times. If Hal Steinbrenner is listening, if you just paint out a roadmap for us fans, we would get behind you. The same way that Steve Cohen had that press conference and came out and told the fan base, listen, this season was a dud. We messed up. We had to reboot. We had to relocate, reallocate resources. All we want is a solid game plan. The fact that you keep force feeding us the same BS every season is why us fans get frustrated.
Yeah.
Instead of you guys just punting on Aaron Hicks, you guys force Aaron Hicks down our throat. Instead of punting on Josh Donaldson after last season, Aaron Boone came out and said, you guys will be wrong if you guys don't think Josh Donaldson will have a bounce back season. Well, guess what? It's August 10th. Did he have a bounce back season? Absolutely not.
Yeah, bounce out of here.
Go ahead, CC.
Yeah, no, I mean, you summed it up. I mean, Cohen just comes out and gives us, gives the Mets fans direction, and that's all we ask for with Hal. We don't want all these, lies in the beginning of the season and then, cover it up again with something else, another lie on top of a lie that keep us in the dark, gaslight us, whatever you want to call it. We're tired of it. The fans suffer. We have to suffer through all of this. This is just, they don't care. The upper management, they're getting their money. The stockholders are getting paid. They're seeing it's $1 billion. I mean, what are they worth? 7-8 billion? Who knows? But they don't care. And they just keep feeding us this crap. And honestly, I'd like to see Hal just step aside and let the daughter take over. I mean, she could probably have some passion like her dad and just let's turn this team around. Let's get Brian Cashman out of here, get Boone out of here. I mean, it needs to be shock changes like that in order for this team to come back. Because we've seen it. We run back the same team, no changes. It's insanity. It's insanity.
Now, we all know Christopher Mad Dog Russo from Mike and the Mad Dog. We all know, hey, what's up, everybody? We all know Christopher Mad Dog Russo.
He's a character.
If you guys couldn't tell, that's how, when I first fell in love with sports radio, I fell in love with Mike and the Mad Dog, right? Every day after school, I would run home to watch them on the Yes Network. I fell in love with Mike and the Mad Dog. So Chris Russo and Mike Francesa hold a special place in my heart. But I want to say shout out to my brother, Mr. Rod Thompson, in the building. Like I said earlier, if it wasn't for Peter Rod, I wouldn't have been able to make it down here to see my father. So Rod, I definitely appreciate you for that. But this is what Chris Russo, the Mad Dog, had to say about the Yankees and Brian Cashman. He said, I think Cashman is a good GM, which I think he is a good GM. But he's been here for too long. The man has been the general manager for the Yankees for the past 25 seasons, and they have not been to a World Series in the last 14 years since 2009. You got to change the voice. There is something to be said when it comes to that. And Cashman, from a record perspective, you can't argue with making the playoffs every season. You can't argue with winning when it comes to your record. But the Yankees report card is not about making the playoffs and getting swept by the Astros. The Yankees report card is winning some occasional World Series and winning some occasional pennant races, not occasionally making it to the playoffs, not occasionally winning your division, not occasionally winning the first round or the second round. It's making it to the World Series and winning the pennant in the American League.
Right.
That's what we've been preaching, or we've been told since we've been young.
We expect
that's a mantra. We've been told. We've been told it's championship or bust. Every spring training, you go into spring training with the idea that you can win a championship, not just make the playoffs. Win a championship. Also, we got 75 people in the building. If you guys can, let's smack the likes up on this video. Let's get it up to 70. Come on, guys. Hit that like button. It's free. It's very free and it's very easy. All you got to do is just put your finger, boom, you hit the like button. That's all you do. Go ahead, TC.
That's right. Well, I mean, the Cashman resume, you got to attribute that to the payroll as well. I mean, because he's got all the money in the world to go out and get players, and he gets the wrong players. I mean, you see these teams coming up now, the Braves, the Orioles, the Rangers, their payrolls are half, maybe a third of what our payroll is. And they're doing it the right way, bringing up kids through the minors, making smart trade smart free agents, going after the right guys. They understand analytics better. And that's the problem. Cashman, and he relies on his analytic team too much, and it's not working out. There has to be a change. They have to change the philosophy. They got to go after guys that are more contact. Forget this launch angle. Forget this exit velocity nonsense. You got to go out and get those contact hitters that were around in the 90s. We see it. They can't score runs with men on base. That is their Achilles heel. And they have to stop getting these home run or nothing guys, these strikeout kings. It's not working, but they keep continuing getting these guys. They get the Stanton, they get Donaldson, they get Gallo, they get Hicks. These guys are all strikeout or nothing. And they got to move away from that. And Cashman just thinks that he knows better than us. And until he's gone, or he's, maybe put into a different position, have somebody else take over we need a different view, a different set of eyes on this team. And in order for anything to change, I mean, Boone does have to go, but Cashman still being there, he's going to hire the same guy. He's going to hire a Boone clone. I mean, that's he wants a yes man. He wants, things are still going to continue with Cashman. He's got to go. I'm sorry.
Frank Pereira in the chat says Mad Dog Russo was one. I think he said wrong when Yankees acquired Paul O'Neill. He said that it was a bad deal because O'Neill was a head case. I rest my case. Since then, I don't care what he says, even when he's right. Yeah, that was wrong about Paul O'Neill. Paul O'Neill is a head case, but it worked in New York City. 9 times out of 10, head cases don't work in New York City. But that's what you need. You need guys that are gamers. You need guys that want to win, like you said, TC.
We don't have enough of those guys. It's just we have a lot of cupcake guys, tea drinkers.
Let's see. Let's see what else we have here. Frank Rivera said, remember when one of the Steinbrenner girls was married to Felix, who was a landscaper once he married into the Oh God, Frank Rivera, you're hilarious. Hal don't fire Cashman, but he moved Cashman away from the gym. Yeah, like TC said, give him a different job title, right? Yeah. Move him up, give him a promotion, do whatever you get a new phrase in there. And this is another thing that, it's one of the callers to WFAN. They called into the show and they made a valid point, right? When it comes to the Yankees and Brian Cashman being there, you're not going to be able to find the next Brian Cashman if you don't give someone an opportunity to become the next Brian Cashman. If you understand what I'm saying, right? Our friend Keith, someone called in and said, Keith, you weren't Keith McPherson when you got the job at WFAN. They gave you the opportunity and you became established and you became Keith McPherson, which is true. It's like us here, right? Like Pete, Pete took an opportunity and he went out there and he got me, he got Celso, he got Christian from the NYYST, he got the Twin Bills. None of us would have been where we are at right now if Pete didn't give us an opportunity to shine.
Right.
If we didn't get that opportunity from Pete and NYY News TV, a lot of you guys that follow us, a lot of you guys that sub to us would have even not known us. You probably would have found us later on down the line, but Pete gave us that opportunity. We took the ball and we ran with it. NYYST Christian. They got one of the top podcasts when it comes to Yankee podcasts. The Twin Bills, Alex and Luca, they do amazing work when it comes to calling the games, whether it's basketball, baseball, football, or hockey. They do amazing play-by-play over there. We're crazy and nutbags over here at the Morning Brew Sports. We fit in perfectly, right? If it wasn't for Pete giving me that opportunity over there on NYY News TV, I would have never met you, TC. You would have never got the opportunity to be my co-host.
Right. That's how
we would have never been rocking. So in order for the Yankees to find the next Brian Cashman, you have to give people an opportunity to become the next Brian Cashman, to become the next great Yankee GM. You got to give people an opportunity in order to become that. But you're not going to find that if you don't actually do that.
No.
Blue Ghost says, Hector, Blue Ghost said, I know you from 161. Yeah, of course, Blue Ghost, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, dog. I appreciate you, Blue, like always. That's my boy, Baby Blue.
My boy, Blue.
Tessa, I heard about Jonathan, but we know there's I heard Jonathan Lasagna, I think. Dev says
Jonathan in the chat.
Oh, Jonathan in the chat.
He must have said something.
Young blood, and yes, Dev, they need the fresh new young blood. Frank Pereira, I agree. You gotta give others the opportunity. Yes.
Did you see what Tats?
What he says? What he said? Hold on.
His last one. You gotta put that in there.
He said Pete paved Hector harassed me into the. That's a fact, Uncle Tats. I kept messaging you on Instagram, and you kept ignoring me for about 6 months, and then you finally responded to me, Uncle Tats.
Yeah. Don't forget Pinstripe Chronicles. That's another one. Go check those guys out.
Yep.
Tats, Rob, and
does an amazing job. Yeah.
Don. Yeah.
They
tell it like it is.
Like Tats says, Pete paved the way. He absolutely did. Pete, a lot of the Yankee content, and that's the thing. A lot of the Yankee content creators, they don't gatekeep, right? I know I'm getting off track, but we're just trying to fill the air right now. But when it comes to Pete, when it comes to Derek from NYY Recaps, when it comes to Jason from 161, when it comes to Joe from The Shift, a lot of Yankee content, they are willing to work with other up-and-coming Yankee content creators, and it's always amazing to see. But let's switch gears just a little bit because Jonathan is in the chat right now about to kick my ass because I haven't talked about Everson Pereira, but we got to talk about Everson Pereira. We got to talk about Everson Pereira. The young kid, Everson Pereira, he is killing it right now. If you look at his stats overall, when it comes to his minor league season, AAA. He is batting .309 across both levels, AA and AAA. He has 7 stolen bases, 16 home runs, 61 RBIs. TC, you remember when we was having a conversation that Yankee prospects don't hit over 300? Well, we got a young kid in Everson Pereira who is hitting well above 300. When you look at his numbers down at AAA at Scranton Wilkes-Barre, he is hitting .336. He has 6 home runs. He has 30 RBIs. And I believe he has no stolen. He only has 1 stolen base. Everson Pereira, he looks like the real deal. A Fireside Yankees they put out there since 2001. Everson Pereira, through his age 20 to 21 season, he's destroyed minor league baseball. In 151 games, he has a .285 batting average, a .366 on base percentage, a .538 slugging, 34 home runs, 113 RBIs, 30 stolen bases. He has a WRC plus over 140. Baseball America reported last year he reached exit velocities as high as 113 miles per hour. When are we going to go? The Baby Bombers 2.0, they need to come up. My brother Rod Thompson with the $9.99 super chat. The Yankees are no longer the Yankees. When was the last time they had kangaroo court or had the rookies dress up as characters? The franchise is broken, and as a Yankee fan, this is depressing. Rod, you see this white flag? I'm waving the white flag. Yesterday, this season was over.
Screwed up.
Yesterday, losing that game yesterday to losing this series to the White Sox. Like I said, a team that doesn't like each other. A team that literally just came off probably one of the most embarrassing weekends over the past 10 years. Their starting shortstop was knocked out by Jose Ramirez.
Yeah.
If you was putting money down on who has the momentum coming into that series, you would have put money down on the Yankees. But the Yankees decided to show up and wet the bed, and that's what we did.
Yeah. Well, hey, you saw what the Reds did when they brought up Ellie De La Cruz. Look at that. Look at the run they went on. Look at how that sparked them. They're first or second in their division right now. So well, why can't we bring up kids like that and give a little spark to this team? And this argument about the strikeout percentage, I'm done with that in AAA. I'm done with it because they strike out 50% in the pros. So we don't have any much better hitters right now. So enough with that argument. And he's a legitimate outfielder. Hello, we don't have any. We're putting IKF out there. We're putting Bowers out there. We're putting Cabrera out there. Let's get a legit outfielder who we will have for next season. If not, get rid of him. Trade him for somebody else. We got to see what we have. We might have a future left fielder right now. What are we doing? We're out of the wild card. We're out of the division. Let's go. Yeah. Let's see what we have for next season.
And that's all you got. But then, like I said, TC, the Yankees are going to try to signal. And as much as I want Everson, Pereira to get called up and be our left fielder for the rest of the season, realistically, if we are going on the track record of this team and how we think we know they think, Everson Pereira is not going to get called up till September. This front office, they're going to try to do everything they can to signal to the rest of baseball, we're still in it. To signal to the fan base, we're still in it, right? Just think about it. The Yankees, they probably have that playoff hype package already done. They're probably going to send it out to the season ticket holders next week to try to get people to buy playoff tickets. The nerve of the New York Yankees trying to have people buy playoff tickets, but guess what? That's going to happen, right? You got season ticket holders that still have tickets for the rest of the season. They don't want them to not show up to the games. They want them to come to the games, pay the $20 for the chicken tendies, pay for the parking. So they're not going to signal that the season is over. They're going to wait until September. And when September comes around, that's when you see the Everson Pereira get called up. That's when you see Oswald Cabrera get called up. And guess what?
That's the only way it comes up.
We'll probably see Estevan Florio get called up in September just to be released at the end of the month and find himself on another team next year, knowing this team. Also, we got 82 people in the building. If you guys can, smack that like button, run it up. And also, if any of you guys in the chat are familiar with Waffle House, there's a Waffle House down the street from me that I'm going to go to after the show. So let me know your suggestions in the chat. What should I get from Waffle House? I know they have fights all the time, but I got my walking stick right here, so I'll be able to defend myself. So let me know,
chicken and waffles?
What do you guys think? Huh?
Some chicken and waffles.
I could go with that, but and I've never been to a Waffle House. So if anyone in the chat, you guys ever been to Waffle House?
Tats, thank you so much. Look at Tats. Tats just went crazy
with the $49.99 super chat. Come September, it's time to just hand it into the young bloods and come see what we have going into next season and not wait till spring training. Tats, appreciate you for the $50 super chat. I definitely appreciate you. It means a lot. Man, you guys have no idea how much that means. Whatever comes in from super chats, this is all going towards this little thing that's going on with me in Florida. So I definitely appreciate you guys. Like Celso said, we are 9 away from 1,300. Wow. We are sitting at 1,291. Guys, remember, Morning Brew Sports. We started 5 months ago, this new channel. And within 5 months, you guys in the community, you guys showed up. You guys have been supporting us, and we are almost at 1,300 subscribers. Love you guys 100%. You guys mean the world. Sean Browden says, I love Waffle House. Go for the all-star breakfast, steak, eggs, and pancakes, along with grits, and also do the waffles. You know what, Sean Browden? That sounds a bit good. My mouth is watering thinking about it, player. NFE said, I said it on Tat's stream yesterday. The Yankees need to get younger and they need to get more athletic. I am right there with you.
We say that every year. We say it every year.
My guy Blue Gold says egg and cheese sausages, pass on waffles, and get pancakes. My guy, baby Blue with the good ones coming in.
Plate-sized pancakes.
Dev says you guys are great. Desiree Conrad says we're in Florida. Desiree, I am by Deltona, Florida, 20 minutes away from Orlando. I was in Orlando last night. Most likely tonight I will be doing the Orlando City Walk or whatever that thing is called. So yeah, any suggestions for Orlando area where I should go, let me know, because I'm living my best life out here right now while seeing my pops. I'm doing big boy things. I'm being an adult. I'm adulting. I am adulting, TC. But hopefully the Yankees
Disney World for you.
No, you think I'm trying to stand on lines to go on rides when it's 100 degrees outside? I pass on that. I will come back in November when it's cold, when it's a bit cooler. But no, going back to the conversation, the Baby Bombers 2.0, they should be on the way. Jason Dominguez, you guys remember when Jason Dominguez got off to that horrible start and everybody was saying the Martian is a bust and the Martian, you know, he can't hack it and he should go down to single A? Well, guess what? His batting average is 245 right now on the season. Over his past 30 games in Double A, definitely would be. Over the past 30 games in Double A, Jason Dominguez, he is hitting 318. He has a 394 on base percentage, a 444 slugging, and an 849 OPS. This is over 144 plate appearances and 126 at-bats. He has 40 hits, 5 doubles, a triple, and 3 home runs. He has drawn 16 walks, and he has only struck out 30 times. So when you talk about strikeout percentage, his strikeout percentage, I believe, is below 25%. It's way below John Carlos Stanton's strikeout percentage. We got another super chat at the building. We got a $9.99. Just discovered you guys and got to support. I'm worried that this team in front office will screw up these young dudes like they did with Greg Berg, Debbie Garcia, and Gary Sanchez. I have no faith. Listen, Timor or Timor, I had a friend that I went to Apex with when I was getting my electrical certificate. His name was Timor. But Timor, Batati, or Timor, welcome to the family. If you guys can, welcome Timor to the Morning Brew Familiar. You're down with the familiar, my guy. And just know, on Friday's episode, I will be adding more people as moderators to the chat. So on Friday's episode, I will not be on. It will be Celso. It will be TC Stills. And I think someone else as a special fill-in guest. I won't be on Friday, but I will be in the chat. So just stay tuned. Like I said, if you guys can, welcome Timor to the Morning Brew Familiar. My guy, Nathan Ramachandra from the NNR Sports Hour. My guy, Nathan, what it do? Salute, salute, salute. Deb says, Jason from 161 River Ave. Tell about, check you guys out. Oh, appreciate that, Deb. Yeah, Jason. Jason's
that's always guy, bro. Shouting us out. Yep,
that's good my guy. Yes,
prayers for him too as well for speedy recovery. He's still in the hospital.
Will be Friday. Yeah. He is in rehab right now. They moved him out of the hospital. He is in rehab recovering. So shout out to my guy Jason on his speedy recovery. We need my guy back out there. We need him running his marathon.
Acute stroke? Is that what that
was? Acute stroke. So basically just blood pressure building up, whatever it was. I'm not going to get into it. That's his medical business, but whatever it was, it was an acute stroke that just popped up, and you guys got to be careful. You know, health is very important. Yeah. You never know. My father,
thank the Lord, wake up the next day, you know.
My pops, this is a man that was very self-efficient. It was a man that he was a handyman, regardless of the work he did as a cop and in the military. He was a handyman. He was able to build everything from the ground up. These health complications, they just started popping up over the last 2 years, and they hit him hard. My father, I had to roll him around in a wheelchair yesterday, and that hurt me. That really hit me, and I was crying when it comes to that. But besides that, we are here for everyone. Everybody is family. Prayers in the chat for Jason. Prayers for this Yankee season. We got 90 people in the building. If you guys can't smack that like button for your boys as we continue the conversation. But TC, if you could, you see me laughing, right? Because I'm trying to find something. I'm trying to find a silver lining when it comes to this team, and it's kind of hard to do it. Jonathan says we got 65 likes and we got 90 people in the building. Smack that like button.
Medina, super chat. Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate you, Medina. He said, Hector, God bless you and your dad. Brother, my prayers are with you and your family. I appreciate you, Medina. This is what we do. We look out for one another. When Medina's father was in the hospital, we all showed up for Anthony Medina to let him know how much he means to us. And you guys did the same thing back. So this is what we do. We are family over here.
Can't wait till September 23rd, Medina. Man, can't wait to meet you. And all you guys. Can't wait. Get your tickets.
Let's see.
September 23rd.
Shane McNeil says, stay strong, Hector. I appreciate you. Hector, he is a hero. He definitely is. Mac Mills says, prayers for Jason. Absolutely. And now FC Drake, he said the next core four, Volpe, Pereira, Peraza, and Dominguez. Hopefully, Drake, hopefully we see it as fans. We want to see it
this
as
year.
fans. We want to believe it. But for some reason, the front office, they don't. And like I said, they're going to try to do everything they can to sell us the idea that we are still in it. Regardless if the Yankees, we are 5 games out of the last wild card spot. The organization is going to signal to the rest of baseball. It's going to try to signal to the rest of the fan base. It's going to signal to the rest of the season ticket sale holders that this season is not done. Like I said, I guarantee you the Yankees already have their hype reel done when it comes to the postseason, so they can send it out to their season ticket holders to try to get them to buy tickets for the postseason. And if there's a sucker out there to buy a ticket for a postseason, there's a sucker to be born. I guarantee you that. There's going to be somebody out there to buy a postseason ticket and get their money refunded. But hey, it is what it is. Right, TC?
Yeah. Yeah, and we're all going in, September 23rd. We're contributing to this. But hey, you know what? Honestly, we're doing it for us to meet everybody.
That's the thing.
For Pete, for you, for Pinstripe, for all the guys that are part of this community. That's just a meeting place. Unfortunately, we have to contribute to the Yankees, and I don't know. It's just, I honestly think they do it in spite us. They spite the fans. They really do, because we honestly know better than they do. We do. We know who to get. We know how to run an organization. They don't, and they just try to, we're gonna give it to you guys.
we've hit a weird spot when it comes to the Yankees, because Hal Steinbrenner, he spent the money wrongfully when it comes to certain players. He spent the money wrong when it comes to Giancarlo Stanton. He spent the money wrong when it comes to Josh Donaldson. They gave Aaron Hicks that money, and they kept running him out there and force-feeding us Aaron Hicks. He spent that money on Luis Severino. I honestly think the Yankees front office, they know that they're out of it. They're not going to let the fan base know. And because of that, they're going to keep throwing out Severino out there. The man got paid $70 million by the Yankees. They're going to make him earn every dollar from that contract going forward. Because if you saw Luis Severino yesterday, it was painful watching him. You see the
practice,
not just a batting practice. His level of focus, you could tell he's not into it. TC, you could tell he doesn't want to be out there. Like, am I wrong for saying that or thinking that he doesn't want to be out there? Because you could just look at his body language. He looks disinterested. He doesn't look like
he's let himself go too. He looks like he's gained a lot of weight. He just, he does. He's not putting in the effort. Blaming injuries, blame whatever. He's just not there anymore.
NFE said, Hector, you should rally up some of the content creators and start a riot to do a takeover of this organization. Listen, we don't got that power yet, right? We're not that kid,
no violence,
Kai Sinat from Twitch that who said he was given a gift. First of all, that whole situation, it was just mishandled. His management mishandled that entire situation. TC, if you know what I'm talking about, there's this young kid named Kai Sinat that decided to give a giveaway, an initiative, get off the streets and start streaming. He was having a meetup at 14th Street. He was going to give gift cards away to a lot of kids so they could get streaming equipment, PS5, so they could get off the streets and start streaming to make money. It was just handled the wrong way. There was no permits gotten. There was nothing. And it's just a bunch of young kids that showed up to 14th Street, and the cops say, hey, y'all not getting anything. You see how those kids act? God, it was ridiculous watching that. It was ridiculous.
Was that close to you?
No. That's further downtown. I was all the way uptown. I live all the way at the end of Manhattan. That was on 14th Street. Anna Marie LeBeau says, LeBeau Hey guys, new here, just sub. You guys are great. Hector, your hands. Oh, thank you, Anna Marie. I appreciate that.
Very nice.
Welcome, Anna Marie LeBeau, to the chat. Let me know the last name. That's it's an awesome last name. My last
Hector
name
is a handsome guy. He's a good looking guy.
I try. I take a bath. I take a bath 2 times a week. You feel me? I try, bro. I try. So if you guys can welcome Anna Marie to the familiar. Welcome to the Morning Brew fam, Anna Marie. Salute to you, Anna. Yeah, that happened at Union Square. Absolutely. Our shining moment this season.
Yeah, Drake.
That was our signing moment of this season. Man, but just reel it back.
Unfortunately,
right? Yeah, because we got to look at beyond this season. We got to look at 2024. This off season, moves have to be made, right? We stood packed at the trade deadline because, now hear me out. Obviously, according to Andy Martino, they said that the Yankees are going to call up Everson Pereira because that's why they didn't trade for anyone for left field at the trade deadline. I think that's BS.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe
according to the reports, we didn't go over the luxury tax the Steve Cohen luxury tax threshold. That's why Hal Steinbrenner didn't want to sign Cody Bellinger or certain players. He didn't want to go over the Steve Cohen threshold. You know the Yankees are already over the Steve Cohen threshold? TC?
Yeah, and they don't want to tell everybody.
We're already over it.
Yeah.
We look at the payroll. We know that the team is already over that Steve Cohen threshold. Why is the excuse of us not going and acquiring anybody? Oh, we don't want to go over the Steve Cohen tax threshold. You're already over it. You're already over it.
Nothing but excuses with this team every year. Are you surprised? You surprised that they're making up? We hear it every year. Roofs open, too many strikeouts. Guys were hurt. Just
the Chicago White Sox, right? You said they traded a lot of their pieces at the trade deadline to get back some prospects. Do you know that the Chicago White Sox, they went from having the 27th worst prospect farm system, they were able to turn that 27th ranking to 13 because they were selling pieces at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to say that it would be better to trade Gleyber Torres in the offseason, you may be able to get more back for him in the offseason. If that's the argument, maybe, right? Because like you said, TC, maybe, right? At the trade deadline, probably weren't a lot of teams into it. The offseason, a lot of teams, they try to go big or go home. Payroll gets moved around. So hopefully in the offseason, we could get a better package back from Gleyber Torres. Thank God Gleyber Torres is having this second half of the season. Because if he wasn't having this second half of the season, we would have been decreasing his value. And also, we would have probably lost every game coming out of the All-Star. Let's be real, TC. If Gleyber Torres was Gleyber Torres from the first half, we would have probably lost 90% of the games that we won. And we haven't won many.
Right. Yeah, he has been coming through. I have to, change my my view of Gleyber Torres. I've been pretty much down on him all year, but he's turned his offense around. He still has his moments defensively. Just the other day he did something. I don't know what he did. Oh, the grounder yesterday. He just olayed it and it went under his glove. Those things happen. He does that. Yeah. That's what you got to take with Gleyber. You know what you're going to get. Okay, but his offense, he still has a good bat. He's batting third now in our lineup. So what does that say? He's our best hitter.
Outside of Judge.
Yeah. So regardless of
Anna Marie said is outside of Judge, Torres is the best we got.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not saying much. And that's more of an indictment on the organization than it is on anyone else. Look at all the players we brought in. Giancarlo Stanton, like I said, even though he's been hitting home runs recently, this is probably the worst season of his career. And when we got Giancarlo Stanton, he was always injured. Giancarlo Stanton, he only has 2 seasons in his career. He played over 140 games. He only has 2 seasons of his career. Yeah. One of those seasons was a season that we got after trading for him. The season when he hit 50, when he won the MVP, that was the second season he played over 140 games. but we decided to trade for a player that was always injured, who was a carbon copy version of a player we already had on this team in Aaron Judge.
Exactly. We didn't need it. We didn't need it. Yeah, it's a lot of those moves have been made. Not, I mean, just don't make sense, and that's got to stop. That's the philosophy of Brian Cashman. He thinks he thinks he can, put together a championship team.
No situational hitting.
None.
We had how many times over the past 2 weeks we had the bases loaded with nobody out, TC, and we can't even get a single.
All series. Yeah, all that series with the White Sox. Nothing.
Not even just the Whites, the Houston series also. And I've seen a lot of people talking about the Angel Hernandez game. Listen, the Angel Hernandez game, was it a horrible game? Absolutely. But it went both ways for both the Astros and the Yankees. We just didn't take advantage of the opportunities that we had, and the Astros took advantage of the opportunities that they had.
The 10 walks we got? Nothing.
Anna Marie put in the chat, says, Yankees have no heart. They act defeated. It's an uphill battle, but they could turn it around if they try. They act like they don't care when they should. They don't deserve to wear pinstripes. And that last point, that last point right there, Mike Francesa said it on his show.
Just wear white shirts, just like this.
That's it.
No pinstripes.
The way that this team is playing, they aren't playing like they're New York Yankees. And I know from an outside perspective, if you root for another team and you hear a Yankee fan say that, you may think we're arrogant. Copy. I'll be arrogant. But when it comes to being a Yankee, we know how the Yankees are supposed to be. Like I said, TC, from young, from pups, we are told that it's either championship or bust. Anything outside of that is unacceptable.
Right.
We're
used to a winning organization, a winning team out in the field every season. We expect to win the World Series every season. We do, and that's what we're told, but that's not how they're playing.
Brian Cashman passed on Harper. And like I said earlier, apparently he passed on Bryce Harper because everyone was speculating that the Yankees were going to get him. And Brian Cashman wanted to be outside the box and not wanting to do what everyone says he should do, decided, no, we'll pass on him. No, we'll pass on him.
How about Juan Soto? Why didn't we bring in Soto? What's wrong? How about Machado? Some of the guys they didn't want to give up. Yeah, they over hyped their prospects. Didn't want to get rid of certain guys.
Baby bombers. And even when like I said, even when it comes to Aaron Judge, right? The Yankees, they said Greg Bird was going to be a better hitter than Judge. They said Gary Sanchez was going to be a better hitter than Aaron Judge. Both of those players aren't even on our team anymore. One of them is not even in baseball. So even when it comes to Judge, our best hitter, our best player, our franchise player, our captain, he fell into the Yankees' laps. The Yankees didn't think Aaron Judge was going to be what Aaron Judge is right now. You could tell from how they treated him when he first came up. But Judge had that amazing rookie season, couldn't deny it anymore. 2017, who was the number 3 hitter to start the season on the midway? Was it Judge or Sanchez?
I don't know. Was it Judge? I'm not sure.
It was Sanchez.
It was Sanchez. Judge was.
It was Sanchez and Bird. No, Judge was the 5th hitter in our lineup. It wasn't until Judge started going off that they moved him up in the lineup. So even when it comes to Aaron Judge, he fell in our lap. When you look at that draft, the reason why we got Aaron Judge is because that draft pick came from Cleveland, from Nick Swisher. We picked someone else before him. So even when it comes to our franchise player, we didn't even think that highly of him in the draft when we picked another player before him. But
almost lost him last season. We almost lost him to the Giants. I mean, it wasn't for Hal.
Let's get ready to do some last takes before we get out of here, just because I got to go do some running arounds. Also, guys, if you guys can, smack that like button. We got 90 people in the building, so if you guys can, please support the channel.
72 likes.
If you're watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button. Also, we are here having a great conversation. But TC, Yankees off day today. We fly into wherever we fly, Miami.
Yeah.
And we're doing so bad. You got Nestor Cortez on Instagram trying to sell tickets on Instagram for the Yankee game. You know, obviously he wants his people to be in the building, but Yankees are doing so bad. You got Nestor Cortez selling tickets like he's a promoter for a club.
Was he on the side, with the sign? You know, one of those twirling signs. Come see us.
Man, TC, what's your thoughts for this series, and what's your final thoughts, brother?
I don't know. The Marlins, yeah, they've been struggling as well. I mean, they had some you know, signs early that they were going to make a run, but no, they'll take at least 2 out of 3 from us. I don't see any turnaround with this team. The Yankees they can't. They get guys on base. Yeah, that Boone and his we got a lot of traffic. Well, big deal. Traffic. Yeah, you don't score runs. So if you can't score runs, you're not going to win a game. I don't care who's pitching. Cole. Look, you can't win a Cole's game, so what do you expect?
Facts.
So, yeah, I'm not expecting much in this series. We might squeak out one win. Might get swept. I mean, honestly, that's what I'm seeing. So, you know, it's hard times right now. I feel bad for us, all the fans out there. You know, it's just tough. Got to keep your head up, and you know, we love that you guys come out, hang out with us, and you know, voice your frustrations tomorrow. Make sure you're on the open panel.
Yes.
And again, Hector, thanks. Thank God you're okay. Everything, you know, you had a safe flight. You're back. You're seeing your dad, and hope all's well out there. And we'll see you next week. I guess you're back in New York next week, and back to the same old shows we got.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be back in New York City next week. Also, shout out to everyone for the super chats. Uncle Tats with the $4.99 super chat.
Wow, he just keeps them
Rod
going.
Thompson with the $9.99. Uncle Tats again with the $50 super chat. Appreciate you. Tamor, welcome to the community. Appreciate you. Medina as well for the super chat. And also, we got to welcome the new ones because we had a few new ones in the chat. Anna Marie LeBeau was in the chat. New one for the first time. Appreciate you, Anna.
Thank you.
Thanks for showing up. Anna, just know on Fridays we do an open panel where we allow Yankee fans to jump on the panel so they could be on the show and let us know their takes on how they're feeling with the panel. So you're more than welcome to jump on the open panel.
And it's not just guys. We have a superstar in Grace Monroe who shows up on Fridays who kills it. So Anna, if you want to show up, you got competition. So watch out.
That's a fact. And Grace with the white flag, I'm right there with you, Grace Monroe. With the white flag, I am right there with you. Appreciate you guys. Like Jonathan says, there's 75 likes on the video, 80, and we had 95 people in the building. If you guys can, smack that like button. But like always, let's go Yankees. Let's try to figure it out. September 23rd, make sure you guys get your tickets. nyynewstv, we're taking over Yankee Stadium, and we're taking over Sucker Punch Bar and Lounge. That's going to be amazing. And get ready because the Big Blue Brew will be coming to the Morning Brew Sports with our friend Joseph Caputo from The Shift. Like always, peace, salutations, and deuces, TC.
Ice in my veins, but you know I'm about to pull more. Time will only tell. You can try me if you want. Life can get real crazy. You can try me if you want. We gon' find out soon. We gon' find out soon. We gon' find out soon. Look me in my eyes. You can try me if you want. We don't got the same drive. You can try me if you want. We gon' find out soon.